paintings up in front of us in that cafeteria that helped to make that space so sacred. And I bumped into Michael at the end of the service, and I said, "Michael, they're stunning." And he looked at me and he said, "We have permission to duplicate those." It just became a journey for me. It wasn't always an easy journey. Thinking of all that needed to be done to make it happen, I contacted the artist and trying to figure out where to put her and how to work with the material.
Even let them cut. They were supportive and helped us out in any way that we would let them.
They were curious.
They were curious. That's
and
right.
then staff would wander in and out, and which was wonderful. And as we cut, they'd come in and we'd hand them a knife and say, "Why don't you cut a square out?" And they would cut something out, and then they'd tell somebody else would come in and cut something out.
It became a place where people wanted to be. We had music playing in the background. It was a joy.
So we would finish each day, and then we would roll her up a little bit and leave maybe the uncut parts out, and it just became this like sort of, putting her into a place of rest for the evening. She obviously was not going to hang anywhere near like the other one did because of the different space. And it became a little stressful, like, well, we'll have to try this, and we'll have to do this, and we'll have to talk to whatever. And we'd already met and talked to Alex, who did all the woodworking around in our new commons area. And so we were like, okay, we'll get him on the phone, we'll talk. And all of a sudden, who walks in the room but Alex? Out of the blue, in the middle of the day, walks in to see how we're doing. And we just stood there and looked at him. He's like, "What's wrong with y'all?" Like, why are you here? It was just
It's
fate.
back to this whole thing
Of trust.
was driven by something bigger.
We eventually carried her out into the commons area in the day of the hanging, and then people showed up, like one of the guys who'd been in charge of contracting, Bosco, came over, who said he was not going to be there that day, and Alex was here, and he came with the worker, and all of a sudden there was a little community in the hanging that came up, and
We always had what we needed.
At some point, we all realized, it seemed like to me it happened all at once, I guess because it happened in me, but we all realized that she was going to be beautiful.